Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. Our next guest is Rick Elfreth from Brown & Brown Insurance. Rick, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome to have you here. Rick is a friend of mine in a couple different networking groups that I'm in, and he does insurance in all different ways and facets. The joke is the Agri-World that Rick is looking at.
Yep.
So tell everybody a little bit about what you do and what makes you different from the other commercial industry insurance people out there.
For sure. All right. Well, thank you for having me. So I work for Brown & Brown Insurance. We're the 6th largest broker in the country, and we're the largest in New Jersey in terms of like premium size. So I work with all different types of businesses, whether it's manufacturing, restaurants, daycares, different stuff like that. But I actually have a niche in the agribusiness space,
Yes.
which you mentioned,
Yeah.
which is like farms. So I deal with different types of farms in New Jersey. I mean, we do live in the Garden State, right?
Yes,
So there's
yes.
a lot of opportunity here. But I also will write insurance for horses. And horse
Equine.
Equine, yeah. I'm in the equine world, yeah, for
Rick
sure.
throws the equine word around a lot. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And what's funny was I always thought there was like really just 3, big time horse races in the year, and that was really it for the horse,
Right.
for like the horse industry. But come to find out that there's a whole different type of like practices and different types of
Sure.
races, jumping, all these different types of things people can do with horses that you never really think of.
Yeah, and especially, we're in Jersey, and, people in Camden County and Burlington County might not know as much, but when you get down into Gloucester County and Salem County, there's a bunch of farms and horses and livestock and cattle, so that's like your wheelhouse. Even though you'll do whatever, that's where you really excel from what I know.
Yeah, so the great part about Brown & Brown is, given our size, we have a ton of markets that we can go to, and I feel like a lot of people, especially in like the South Jersey area, they don't know that there's other options out there.
Right.
There's a couple carriers like Farm Family who kind of have a stranglehold in the market a little bit down there, but they've never heard about different carriers such as Chubb, such as Great American, that can offer different solutions for these clients. And see if we can be more competitive for them and give them a better rate.
And from what I know from the other insurance people that I work with, there's a huge difference between a broker and one of the big names that you see. And a lot of people tend to look to the big names because they see commercials and they see those things. But, like Tyler Arjun, a friend of ours, talks about it like a broker is like the food court.
Yeah.
So every little variation that you have, there might be a specific person. But if you're looking at like, whatever, schmibbity shutual, they got one thing and that's it.
Yeah.
If you don't fit their box, you're paying a higher premium.
You're right.
So it's really important to have somebody who can dissect your needs and shop you to 5, 7, whatever different carriers, so you actually do get the best deal.
Exactly. Every company is a little bit different and they have their nuances, so it's good to work with a broker because we like to really dive in, understand your business fully, and then market you to the best company that's for you, right? Because a lot of people in the industry know other people in the industry and they think they should be paying exactly what that person's paying or try to get less than that, and that's not always the best case because at the end of the day, if something goes wrong and you got a policy that your buddy had, but your buddy's doing something different, you might be in a situation where a claim gets unpaid, and that's the last thing we want to do for you.
For sure. How did you stumble into the insurance agency? We were just talking, and you were a college baseball player, and how does Rick Elfreth, the college baseball player, become Rick Elfreth, the insurance broker?
Well, I always dreamed of it. I always dreamed of doing insurance. No, I honestly, a majority of the people in the industry, we kind of just fall into it, but I was a finance major in college, so I kind of got done, didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of found Brown & Brown, learned the insurance from the ground up. I've been doing it now for 7 years. I really understand, insurance and all the nuances and coverage. And I really enjoy, educating people because, no one wakes up and says, oh, let me read through an insurance policy, right? No,
let me read the rights and warrants on this thing.
They rely on brokers like us to try to help them out and put them on the best path to get the most affordable insurance possible, but most importantly, get the right insurance, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, if there's a claim and it's unpaid, you're going to get mad at me.
Sure. Now, with all the recent changes in New Jersey with the marijuana and the cannabis and the hemp industry and all that stuff, what kind of opportunities has that opened up for you? And how do you see that going in the next 2, 3, and 4 years with the expansion and the growth?
Let me tell you something. So we have a producer in my office who specializes in it, and he is a very busy guy.
Yeah, for sure.
There are a lot of people signing up and trying to get into the space, but there's a lot of regulation with it too.
Sure.
So they got to make sure they match, all these different criteria for it. I could get into the weeds with you, but it'd be a very long video, trust me. So if anybody needs anything for insurance, feel free to call me and I'll connect you with the right people, and
Sure.
we can definitely help you out. But there's a lot of options out there, and we have the specialty at Brown & Brown to help you out.
Awesome. All right, so let's get away from the 9 to 5, Rick Elfreth,
Uh-huh.
and let's go to the 6 to 10, Rick Elfreth.
Okay.
What do you do in your free time to either warm your soul or make you go, wow, what are your hobbies? How do you,
Yeah.
what makes you tick?
So, I'll say this. So I'm the first of 3 boys. So,
Okay.
and with my dad, we kind of have the perfect foursome for golf. So
Okay.
we love to golf. Me and my buddies who are former athletes as well, they love to golf. So I would say golfing takes up a lot of my time. Me and my wife, we love, we like to binge shows. So
Okay.
we're on
Is the wife a golfer?
Oh, she's not a golfer.
She's not a golfer.
She's not
Okay.
a golfer. No,
Okay.
no. She's a driving range girl, but she's not a golfer.
Not a golfer, gotcha.
Yeah, no. So we've been to shows. We go out to eat a bunch, and we try different restaurants in the area. We live in Mullica Hills, so we're down in the Swedesboro area a lot. We try to go to Pittman a lot. So we have fun. We like to travel. We're going to Aruba
Nice.
in June,
Nice.
so we're looking forward to that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Binge show. What's your top 2 shows of all time? Cable kind of produce shows.
I mean, we got to go Sopranos, right?
Okay. I'm there.
Sopranos is an all-time show. I'm a Breaking Bad guy. Breaking
Okay.
Bad's awesome. I'm a huge Walter White guy. That whole show. I'm gonna start Better Call Saul soon too, because
Okay.
that's like the spin-off
Uh-huh.
of it. So yeah, no, those 2 are probably my top 2 shows all
The
time.
Wire? Are you a Wire guy?
You know what? We used to watch The Wire when we would take long bus rides
Okay.
in college to different different games. And we would all I got through was the first season, but I never actually dove into The Wire. So that's one I gotta get out. I gotta watch that, you're right.
Yeah, I tend to be an HBO person.
Yeah.
I'm a Wire, Game of Thrones.
Oh, you know what? Game of Thrones too. Although I still feel scorned by the final season.
Yeah,
But it is what it is.
The ending was horrible.
Yeah.
However, the play into it. And then one of the really underrated ones, if you're into it wasn't porn or anything like that, but if you're into the adult kind of stuff, Spartacus on
Spartacus?
Stars
Okay.
was awesome. It was like semi-gory, barbarian, battle scenes and all this stuff.
Okay.
Really good, little bits of gore, but then mixed in with I'm a big fan of that old Roman times.
Gotcha.
It was a little pre-civilization, a little rough
Okay.
around the edges. That was an underrated show. The main star of the show got cancer and died in between the
really?
first and second season. So it was a tough transition having a new Spartacus in season 2.
I can imagine that being
But
tough,
dude
yeah.
pulled it off. It was pretty cool. All right, your personal question here.
Okay.
I'm asking the same one to almost everybody tonight, but it doesn't matter.
All right.
You wake up tomorrow morning, there's a little fairy in your room, and the fairy says you can go see any sporting event that happened ever through history of time, and you can bring one person with you. What event are you watching, and who's the person you're bringing with you?
Oh my God. Well, I'm a diehard Philly sports fan.
Okay.
But I played baseball, which we already kind of went over, but I'm a diehard Eagles fan.
Okay.
So I would have to witness the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'd have to go there. I would have brought my dad, but my dad was there. So I'd probably bring one of my brothers.
Okay.
To the event.
We're not going to say which one, so they can all wonder.
Yeah, we'll let them wonder.
We don't
We'll
need to
let
have
them
family
wonder.
arguments. We know who it would be, but you're not going to say.
Yeah, off camera we'll talk
right,
about
we'll talk about it. Awesome, Rick. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back with the next guest in Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.